Okay, so this video is going to go through how we add content to that page specifically that we've created in our class. So let's say, again, my sandbox that's here. I've created my page that I have in the front, but I don't really have anything on it. So this one is going to go through how do I add pictures, how do I add links, how do I add the things that would be most important to put on here. So in my rich text editor, whatever this thing is called, again, you have your title, you have the stuff that you want to put here. I'm going to pull this down just a little bit because I'd like to put a pretty looking picture up here. So over here on the right, you have 3 buttons: links, files, and images. For this one, we're going to hang out mostly in the images. So if we click on images, you might already have some that you've put in there, but if you don't, that's fine. You can upload some new images. For this, my snipping tool is a really good friend. You can use Canva, like I did in another video. One thing I like to do is just to go to the website that I want to link in there and use their logo. So let's say I wanted to use, I don't know, I go to Flipgrid a lot and I use this for my students. So I might go to Flipgrid and I might use my snipping tool, make a new snip of something like that, and it makes a cute little picture. I'm going to save that to my computer as Flipgrid and hit save, and it's going to end up down in my FileBoxy thingy that I'll pull out of later. So back in my course, I want to add something like that to there. Okay, so let's start with our banner. So in the last video, I made a banner to say that this was my science class. So I threw that in my picture file, and it was called 6th grade science banner. So I'm going to click on there and hit open. You might want to give it a label, something like that, and hit upload. When I do that, it's going to pop up right there. A good thing to do is maybe center that on your page. So I'm going to click on that and put center. A good habit to get into is to save as you go. So I like to save it to see what it looks like. Hey, there I am right there. So welcome to our class. Here's my science banner. Look how pretty that is. And then I can add the things that go below there. Okay, I like to go and see what it looks like. Also, if I save my progress and I accidentally do something, at least I know what I've done already is there. Okay, so let's say I want to add some of those pretty little buttons to go to the places. As I said below, I'm going to find helpful links to things. So I'm going to, again, go to my images, upload a new image, and the one that I just did a second ago was for Flipgrid, because I use that all the time. And there it is right there. I'm going to hit open, and I'll call that Flipgrid, and upload that picture here. Now, depending on the size of the buttons that you'd like to use, I like to make mine just a little bit smaller. I don't think it needs to take up the entire page, especially if they're going to click on it. So I'm going to go ahead and add all of those little buttons that I like to put. So a lot of times we want to use things like Accelerated Reader, AR. Again, I'm going to want to take that and shrink it so it's not massively huge, and that way I can also fit them next to each other. Another thing we like to use in my room is BrainPop, not BrainPop Junior, but you know, it's what I've got ahead or right here, so we'll just use it. Upload that image, and this one showed up kind of small, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. So that's how you add images into your course. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And you're going to want to save again every time you do something just to see what it looks like. And look at that, they all show up nice side by side for kids to use.